It's not just mine, his or her house. This is our house.
Hello, everyone. My name is Tyrone Lowe. I'm your host, and my show is called The Legends. I want to thank everybody that actually subscribes to my show and show me love all over the world. And I thank you guys because without you guys, there wouldn't be no legends. In the House of the Legends, I have a performer. She's a singer, she's a songwriter, and maybe somewhere along the line, she might be a producer. I bring to you to the House of the Legends, Miranda Nicole. Hey,
Hey,
welcome to the Legends.
greetings.
How
Thank you
you
so much for
doing?
having me. Oh, I'm amazing. I'm amazing. You got me off work early, so listen,
It's
we
okay.
outside. I love it.
Well, I'm gonna try to make your day because you did the night thing, so now we're
No,
gonna do the day
listen,
thing.
you've already made my day, so I'm very excited to be here.
Let's talk about the beginning for you. How you got musically inclined. Let's talk about your early childhood. How did you actually get to the part of being influenced by music?
Yeah, for sure. So my dad actually worked for Loud Records.
Okay.
Growing up, that's Steve Rifkin's line, our brand, both in LA and New York. And so my dad, and he also had his own underground hip hop club called Unity,
Okay.
which was like one of the first hip hop clubs where you could be 18 to party, 21 to drink.
Really?
You feel me?
Oh, okay.
So he had everybody from like Wu-Tang to Nas to, I grew up very much a house head. But because my dad worked out at Loud Records, just something that they do, they always send the promotional albums out, right, to all the different labels. So my dad would come home with like stacks of CDs for me, and I would just go through. And I remember one of those was CeCe Peniston.
Okay.
But I always tell people, house music didn't. I didn't choose house music. House music chose me. Because I'm like, I'm not a dancer, and you get out there at them parties, you like, whoa, everybody dancing. But it just really happened to me. So, but I've always just loved music. My mother was big Sade, Luther. My dad was hip hop. So I had a really wonderful balance of music growing up.
And through that variety, who was your inspiration?
Honestly, I can't really just lean into one, but some that I akin my vocal abilities to, like, I love a Sade, I love Aaliyah, and for mostly because they're not like gospel singers, and are, like big voices, but their voice is big enough to make an impact.
Right.
And so I feel like, there is a little bit of intimidation, when you're not like this big
Right,
voice,
right.
And trying to figure out, well, where do I fit in and what can I contribute? So those were some of the artists that I kind of leaned into and just studied to see, like, why are people so enthused by them?
Right.
You know what I mean? When they're not the Shakas and the Arethas of the world. You know what I mean? And so the bottom line, everybody gets something from different artists, and there's enough to go around.
Now, due to the fact that you were actually listening to a variety of music, I'm sure you listened to some underground stuff as well. And were there a lot of good artists that you listened to that you felt that should really be out there?
I mean, growing up, or since I've been into the music business, I grew up, with just a lot of independent artists. And, some that are still indie but are moving into, like, more mainstream.
Right.
But just because of I'm from Atlanta. I'm from LA, but raised in Atlanta. And so I've been able and privy to a lot of the independent underground just music scene, period. No matter what you were doing, whether that's rapping or house or R&B or soul or whatever, So I definitely have my favorites.
As a performer, do you do a variety or you just do house music right now?
So I actually started off as a songwriter.
Okay.
My intention was just to purely songwrite because, I mean, as any artist knows, it can be very daunting.
Right.
There's a lot of, like, under the books, behind the covers kind of stuff that I just chose. I knew I wasn't going to participate in.
Right.
And I always tell people, like, I didn't choose house. House chose me, you know, because I'm not a dancer. Like, I mean, I got my little groove now, but I ain't the one bringing the baby powder. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, but no, like, I just love the music. And once I learned how to incorporate what I already did with songwriting, thanks to Kevin Hedge, who gave me like a crash course in writing house music. I'm extremely thankful, you know, that this is the land that I landed on, you know what I mean? Because it definitely fulfills my spirit, and I feel like it definitely is a music that uplifts, like the cause, you know, the purpose is to uplift people, and that's all I've ever wanted to do with music.
So tell the viewers about your first track that you ever did as far as production, and how did you feel about that?
So the first record that I ever did that was a house record is Kissing You.
Okay.
And produced by Ian Friday. And the way it came about, I was actually working with a producer by the name of Ryan Bowser. Ryan Bowser produced Kelly Rowland's first album.
Okay.
He also worked with the St. Lunatics, he was from St. Louis. And I would just like go over there, you know, literally we had a session every weekend. And he would just give me like a bunch of tracks during the week, and I would just write whatever, and we would just record it. So he was working with a songwriter by the name of Don King.
Okay.
Not the Don King y'all know, but the Don King of the writers, songwriters.
Okay.
But he had this record, and he said, you know, I really think that your voice would be great for this song. So I said, you know, because I'm down. You know what I mean? I'm like, when it comes to music, like, let's try it. Like, you know, what's it gonna hurt? So I basically went to the studio. I learned the lyrics and sung that song the same day. So he's like literally feeding me the lyrics, and he says, I know you're a songwriter, so I left the bridge open for you. Right. So I wrote the bridge, we did it. We recorded it. So at the time, I had no computer, nothing to send, so I had a good friend, my friend Shawnee Harris, who I love her to this day, and I attribute my whole music career to her just believing in me. Okay. Because I used to use her computer. Now, you know how folks is with their electronics now.
Well, I'm the same way, so I can identify with that.
Don't be downloading stuff on here.
Right.
Is there, you know? So but I would download all my music on there, but she was, you know, a music person, so she would listen to everything that I would download. So one day she reaches out to me and she says, I really think this would be a beautiful house record. Like, can I send this to one of my friends in New York to, and I'm like, girl, it's just sitting there, so, you know, why not, you know? So the friend was Serge Negri, and at the time he was working with Ian Friday. Right. So Ian Friday heard the record and said, you know what, I want to do a remix to that song. So lo and behold, you know, we worked out all the everythings. They did it. Couple years pass, and I have a friend, Brian, who tells me, are you going to Winter Music Conference this year? And I was like, no. What's Winter Music Conference? Right. Second, why would I be going? Right. And he's like, because you have the #1 house, like, love house song.
You had no idea.
And I'm like, who? Me? Friend. Now what now? You know. So it was just a very magical experience, and I had just because the record is 12 years old now. Right. So I'm just like turning 25. I had my first birthday party. I love Tidra Moses. She ended up coming to my party. Okay. And she happened to live in Miami. So I literally called her and like, girl, I need some place to stay because apparently I got a song that's the song of the songs, but I can only afford this ticket. Right. And so I literally showed up to her house at 3 o'clock in the morning. You know, she had me, I actually performed with her while I was there in Miami. And, you know, the rest is just really history. But Kissing You was the catalyst to this whole thing.
Were you inspired to do even more after that due to the fact that you went #1?
I was, you know, and I was already kind of working on things, you know, all due to Ian Friday, because he's like, okay, we got this one record, we need to put out an EP. And again, you know, I had never written a house song because even Kissing You in its original form it was an R&B song. It wasn't a house song at all. Okay. And so, you know, when your first record is a remix, basically, because you know the original never came out for real. So when it's already a remix, now you have to like study how to write a house song, you know, and that's where, you know, that's where Kevin Hedge entered. And just, he basically, like, his advice to me was just like, it's just a ballad, which is like, for me, like, growing up writing, I was like, baby, I'm putting out a whole album of ballads, because I don't, you know, because I'm not a dancer. But when he told me that and really, like, broke it down for me, it was just so much easier to write.
Okay. So let's talk about live performances now. What was the first place you ever performed?
So the first party I ever performed, well, and actually got paid. Now, which one we talking about? Because I was performing a lot of places.
Let's talk about the payments.
So the first place that I performed was actually at Ian Friday's party here in New York City. He flew me here. You know, we basically introduced Kissing You to the crowd. The Libations party was one of their anniversaries. I want to say it was like maybe like the 7 or the 10 year, but it was a good year. But that was my first time.
And what was their response? What was the energy like?
Oh, the energy was like through the roof.
Okay.
It was amazing. It was packed in there, and it definitely like just it showed me, because it was such a different experience for me from, you know, growing up in Atlanta and going to parties in Atlanta, and it's like, you know, either you forever I love Atlanta or it's like soulful, or, you know, you just get so much diversity in Atlanta.
Right.
So to come here and just to see like the young and the old all partying together, you know, in this beautiful space, and it was magical. It was magical for sure.
If you had to do something over again during that time that you felt that would be a little bit more beneficial to you as far as your self-satisfaction, what do you think that would be?
Just believing in myself more.
Okay.
Just believe, you know, everything, I truly believe on our journey, everything is needed.
Right.
But I do feel like just believing in yourself and knowing that you can do it and seeing yourself beyond a certain point is just so powerful.
Would you suggest that to other upcoming artists that's coming out now?
Yeah,
even though it might
absolutely.
be singing, acting, or any type of
I mean,
craft?
whatever you have to do, I think I kind of grew up in a way like you just had to be very humble.
Right.
Which I feel like humility is definitely an important quality, but within yourself. You have to know that you deserve things. You have to know that you work hard for things.
Right.
You have to know to expect the grand. You know what I mean? Like the hardship is there, and that's great. It's an amazing, you know, you got to go through to get to, you know. But yeah, I would just say just to know and believe that I could do more, you know.
Did the bumpy roads actually lower your esteem a little bit to the point where you said, well, listen, I don't want to do this no more? You ever got to that point?
I never really have gotten to that point. I am a mother now, so it's just like sometimes it's just like does this make sense? But at the same time, like the fact that God continues to give me such amazing records, such incredible messages.
Right.
Like I just performed in Jersey for a women's empowerment show with that DJ Millie Mills put together in New Jersey, and the way that the people poured into me after the show was just so incredible. And it's not just like, oh, girl, you sound good, or oh, you look good, but like literally telling me, you know, I saw angels around you, you know, or I want to encourage you to keep going. Right. I want you to, you know, meditate more, or, you know, the words you were saying, like, you know, for what I'm going through really empowered me, you know, and inspired me. You know, that's what I do it for, you know, and before I ever create or perform, I have a particular prayer that I always say, and it's very simple. It's God, all of you and none of me, you know, and that prayer has taken me so far, because like even sometimes the things that come out, I'm like, God, I didn't even expect that. You know what I mean? So, you know, yeah, it's just humility is great, but also knowing and seeing and recognizing the God in you is very important. Okay.
Do you think that actually was a purpose for you to actually be where you're at right now as far as being musically inclined?
Oh, yeah. I mean, listen, if I wasn't supposed to do it, I wouldn't be doing it. Yeah, you know, there's no doubt about it. You know, I definitely feel like God has an absolute plan.
So in the house music realm right now, who do you listen to?
Ooh, I'm gonna get in trouble for this.
Well, I like trouble, so let's do it.
I don't be listening to nobody, honestly. I am a still by bread.
And that's cool.
I listen to soul, you know,
Right.
soulful music. I listen to my good ATL stuff because I'm from the South, baby, and sometimes you just need a little shake of tail feather.
Right.
But
No
you know,
particular artist at all.
No, I mean, so I love John Pierce. He's a good friend of mine. I listen to him. But most of the music that I listen to, honestly, like if I listen to house music, it's because I'm listening to a DJ mix, right? So when it comes to house, I really follow the DJs. And then I'm just, I'm exploring everything, you know, and that's kind of like I like house music because if I just listen to one person, I wouldn't listen to others, you know. So I really follow DJs and like their mixes and things like that. But you know, I listen to India Shawn, Mary Mariba, which are R&B singers, but and also songwriters. But you know, just a little bit of this and a little bit of that. I mean, I'm like a person who will be on Instagram and hear a song that somebody puts on their video and like, oh, I like that song. Let me, you know what I mean?
Right.
So I just follow the flow.
So let's do some upcoming current events now. What are you doing right now? Tell the viewers about what you're doing and what are you putting out now?
Yeah. So the latest thing that I just put out, and I had actually put it out on my Bandcamp about a year ago, but my independently released EP entitled Ginger.
Okay.
And so it's giving you like R&B meets
Is that getting ready
house.
to be released right now?
So it's out. It's
Okay.
already out. It's streaming on all major platforms. It's called Ginger.
Okay.
It's five records with just some really like dope sounds. And it's like, again, it's R&B with house, you know,
Right.
and not even like the house that most people would know, but just like dance, you know. So I'm promoting that. I'm working on this really beautiful, beautiful record with a friend of mine, Kevin Latham, in Atlanta. This is our first single together, and like it's like I actually just went in last night for my first recording, and like it's just takes my heart out of my chest. Other than that, I'm working on two singles that I'll be releasing independently on my own label, which is Layered Haze Publishing. And so that one of the records is called A Million Pieces.
Right.
That is with DJ Serge Negri, DJ West, and Emmy, and also Dazzle Drums is from Japan is doing a mix of that. And then another record called Jupiter, with DJ Yasin and DJ Applejack from Atlanta. So like what I'm doing honestly right now, because I had such an extensive catalog before I actually released my first house single, but I have all this music still.
Oh, that's great.
And I'm like, I wrote everything. So they belong to me. You know what I mean?
That's
So
great.
I'm really kind of like digging back into the archives, seeing what vocal sessions I still have, and just putting it out into the world and saying like, hey, like, would you like to mix or remix this project? You know what I mean?
That's cool.
And it's really giving me some like really outstanding, you know, just it's coming together really beautifully. So
well, viewers, you guys go out there and you guys support Miranda Nichole with her songs. She's bringing it from the heart. And you guys go out there and support her. She's on all platforms, you know, and listen to her music. I'm very glad to have you on my show.
yes, I'm very happy to be
And
here. Thank you for
I'd like you
having
to come
me.
again
Yes,
and
indeed.
stuff like that. And this has been another T-Lo Video production. And you guys stay tuned for another episode. Thank you, Miranda,
Absolutely.
for coming through.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's not just mine, his or her house. This is our house.
We got some fun people in the house tonight.
not just mine, his or her house. This is our house.
My assignment, my calling is to inspire, uplift.
You have to make sure your people are partying.
All I want to do is just bring joy to the dance floor and watch people dance.
Tino.
It's not just mine, his or her house. This is our house.
Turn around. You ain't really down. Playing the games you do. Someday, everything will be alright. I know that different people make the world go round.
Because of you, my dreams are coming true.
That erases my rainy day.
Right now, I don't care who's watching.
For whatever the reason there might be.
With your love by my side, the world will be mine. You're the one for me.
On the borderline of sitting on top of the world, a good friend of mine said, don't you give up, girl. Cause you can make it if you try. Don't be afraid of your light. You can shine like the sunshine. Go illuminate the sky. You can shine, 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 shine. Don't let nobody cover your star. It's your time, 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 time. Don't let nobody cover your star. You can shine like the sun shines. Don't let nobody cover your star. Go illuminate the sky. The sky. I know how you feel it. Like, man, it's the freaking weekend. Wanna have a ball, forget it all, pay the cost tomorrow. But what about the price you already paid? Cause you can make it if you try. Don't be afraid of your light. You can shine like the sunshine. Go illuminate the sky. The sky. You can shine, 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 shine. Don't let nobody cover your star. It's your time, 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 time. Don't let nobody cover your star. for me, shining for me, shining for me. Legends, hey, shining for me, shining for me, shining for me. Well, if you know in your soul that you're brighter than a mother, clap your hands, stomp your feet if you're brighter than a mother. Go to town, put in work if you're brighter than a mother. If you know to the bone that you're brighter than a mother, you are a star, shining for me, shining for me, shining for me. Shining for me. Much love to the lessons. Learn your lessons. Count your blessings. May all roads be open to every listener, to every viewer tonight. Go illuminate the sky. You have permission. Shining for me. Shining for me. Shining for me. My name is Miranda Nicole. Many blessings to each and every listener, to each and every viewer. It's my pleasure to be here with y'all and all my double life regalia. Yes, indeed. Peace and blessings, y'all.
For the love of house,
The dynamic soul sounds of
for the love of
DJ
dance.
Tyrone Lowe. DJ Tyrone Lowe. DJ Tyrone Lowe.
That's nice, 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 nice,
DJ Tyrone Lowe. The dynamic soul sounds of DJ Tyrone Lowe.
It's not just mine, his or her house. This is our house.